Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Heat J of RWA Rebirth Series 3. Last time we saw a shock as Top Secret flipped out number 19 seeds Evolution before defeating reigning world champions and number 7 seeds Cassius 3 in the Heat final. Will our seeds tumble again or will they make it to the semis? Let's find out. Speaking of the seeds, let's see them now. First up, the number 17 seeds, Beta. Long-time veterans of RWA, they entered with Hurtz in the past, managing to come second in RWA Series 28 back in the classic days. However, in recent years they haven't had as much success. Can their Battlebots machine do any better? And the number 5 seeds and former runners-up, Rogue 3. Last time they were seeded second and made a very good fist of it, beating many tough robots along the way to the semis, but a lack of a streammate let them down against Panic Attack. They have won this time around. Will that be the difference maker? So first up, in Melee 1, we get to see the heavy hammer of the 17th seeds Beta, live event legends Ripper, and Battlebots superstars Complete Control. Let's get to the arena.
From Oxford, in Oxfordshire, and seeded number 17, Beta.
Here's number 17 seeds Beta, the latest entry by John Reed. Obviously they've entered with Hurtz last few series with varying degrees of success. Now they're entering with the Battlebots machine, Beta, with their huge hammer.
From Newcastle-under-Lyme in Staffordshire, Ripper.
John Finley is returned with Ripper, back once again with this big flipper.
From Burnaby, British Columbia, Complete Control.
And here we have Complete Control, complete with its lifting front, grabbing arm, causing a dual grab lift effect. So hopefully they'll do quite well.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Good battle this between three very experienced teams. Of course, Complete Control have Battlebots experience, Ripper had Robot Wars experience and are very successful in the live circuit. And of course, John Reed with Beta. He's entered with Hurtz in the past in RWA. Ripper going flying there courtesy of Malfunction. This is John Reed's first time entering his Battlebots machine into RWA. I hope it's successful for them. Hurtz seems to have dried out a little bit. They've also got Hurtz, don't forget, which they've had very much success for in the past. Meanwhile, Complete Control, they're being thrown away by Ripper. Now, can Complete Control self-right? Not on that attempt by the looks of things. Ripper now coming in for another flip. Complete Control doing a handstand. They're in trouble here. Can they get back from there? Meanwhile, Ripper and Beta now having a good battle on the side wall. Beta pushing Ripper into Karma's secret. In comes Karma's crushing jaw, plucking Ripper up into the air. Look at the power. She is dangerous and deadly, isn't she, our Karma? It's true what they say when they say Karma's a bitch. Oh, look at that, just plucking Ripper up with ease and dropping it down like a sack of spuds. Morrow coming in to count out Complete Control. You can do handstands all you want, lads, but you need to move in RWA Rebirth to be able to continue. And meanwhile, look here at the pounding that Beta is giving Ripper. Beta, you know. Oh, well, thanks for coming, Complete Control. Now, they were going to be in the Losing Redemption later on, and it's between Ripper and Beta to see who will join them there. Ripper, very effective machine, like I said, very good flipper. Beta, this is their first time entering Beta in RWA. Can they have more success with it? Hurtz, obviously very successful in the classic days of RWA. Once again, Ripper being plucked up by Karma and dropped down hard. Now Ripper getting underneath Beta, trying to flip them, but didn't quite manage it. Down comes the huge hammer once again on Beta. Look there at the power of that hammer. Hurtz didn't really seem to match up well to the new sound of the machines in Rebirth, but I tell you what, this machine of theirs is huge, it's heavy, it's bulky and nearly flipped over, but just look how huge it is. It can barely get flicked by Ripper. Now I'm just wondering if that's because of the damage Ripper's sustained in this fight, because that hammer of Beta is huge. I mean, the hammer could be a robot itself. Look at the size of it. And once again, Karma plucking up Ripper. That's the 4th time now Ripper has been picked up by Karma. So that obviously seems to be a recurring tactic from Beta. I would say Beta are on top of them. Is that me or is that a flipper support triangle thing on the top of Ripper bent a little bit as well? So that's damage sustained. So that will count against him if it goes to the judges. Not sure it will at the moment. And oh, talk about being between a rock and a hard place. Look at this. Both Malfunction and Beta teaming up. Oh dear, that is really not where you want to be. On the receiver. Oh, Ripper, you're not going to flip them. We're in the final 10 seconds, so this is more than likely going to go to the judges. But being honest, I don't think it's going to take them too long to deliberate, because Beta have been very, very effective in this opening battle. They really have bought a better machine this time around. This could go far, this series. Well, that was a thunderous start to the heat. Complete Control were done for almost right at the start, sadly, eventually getting chucked out by Malfunction. However, the main story is between Beta and Ripper. Fair play to Ripper for making it to the judges, but I think it's very clear who won this. Beta just constantly pounding the hell out of Ripper with the hammer, but credit where it's due. Ripper continued going on, even after being sandwiched between Beta and Malfunction. And the judge's decision mirrors my thoughts exactly, Beta easily winning, beating Ripper on all 3 criteria. Next up, we will see Snager, a new machine from a veteran team, the deadly looking Grey Matter, and RoboWar legend, Unique. Let's get to the arena.
From Redditch, Worcestershire, Unique.
Here's a true fan-made Robot Wars legend, Unique, from launch 1995's RoboWar. It won a series, and it's got a very, very powerful full-bodied spinner for its weapon. Watch out for this one.
From Leicester in Leicestershire, Snager.
This is Snager, colours of the Leicester Tigers, the proud Leicester Tigers fans, such as me. Basically, it's got this lifting panel on the front. What they do is they scoop robots up and they lift them up like this and they carry them around. Hopefully it will work for them.
From the East Riding of Yorkshire, Grey Matter.
And this is Grey Matter, newcomers to RWA. Now this flywheel may look familiar. It's the old one from the old dog meat. They sold that flywheel to this team, and they're hoping that this will bring them some luck in this series.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Watch out for Unique in this battle, they are very, very deadly. Although Grey Matter getting the opening attacks in on Snager, and now Unique smashing into Grey Matter's flywheel, and I think have managed to stop it. Well, that is a shame, because that looked like a very potent weapon early on, but it seems to have stopped. Look there though, that's the potent weapon of Unique. It's a full-bodied spinner, and it is a deadly. Look there at the power of that thing. Snager, meanwhile, the colours look familiar to you. They should do. They entered with Scutterforce the last 2 series. Not very successful, and hopefully they're going to do a lot better with Snager. It's a different machine. There's a unique weapon on it. I'm not going to lie. But speaking of unique, that is definitely the most potent robot in this battle. Goodness me! Just sending Snager flying. Oh, but they're upside down now. They went a bit too close to Malfunction. See, presenting them upside down, and that gives Snager an attack on it. Snager inadvertently righting them though. They'll rue that decision, I'm almost certain. Now Snager attacking Grey Matter, which is very stationary and has now been toppled. They don't have a self-righting mechanism. We saw that in the Christmas Championship of 2018. Can you believe it, that long ago? Meanwhile, another huge shot there. Oh, by Unique, and another one. Snager being absolutely smacked around here by Unique. Look at the power of it. It's such a dangerous spinner. You can see why it was so effective in RoboWar. Champions, of course. Winners of RoboWar Series 3. Meanwhile, Snager in all sorts of troubles now with Malfunction. Grey Matter's being counted out by Morrow. Yep, they're done for. Finished. Thanks for coming. Karma coming in to cause some damage. Unique think they've done enough to go through, and I'm inclined to agree with them, I'll be honest. That's it for Grey Matter being plucked up by Karma and plopped onto the floor. Flipper and through the air. Oh, being launched into Unique. Oh, something came off there. I think that was off of Grey Matter. It had to have been. Surely. Can't really see it going off of Unique. Oh, goodness me! And off comes Unique's. Well, Unique just completely split Grey Matter in half. Snager being counted out. They haven't moved in a very long time either. Oh, dearie me. Well, Unique are here, and they are here to stay by the looks of things. This is a real force to be reckoned with in RWA. Like I said, they took RoboWar by storm. And I genuinely think they're going to be taking RWA by storm as well. This is a very potent robot. I'm not talking about Snager. Oh dear, the save. Getting dropped onto Snager. And another huge hit from Unique as well. They're already dead. Leave them alone, for the love of mercy. Unique. Wow. What a performance. What a machine. And they go through to round 2. Grey Matter looked great at the beginning of that fight, chucking Snager around easily, but Unique quickly put a stop to that, taking out its spinner before Snager flipped it. And whilst Morrow countered out Grey Matter, Unique slaughtered Snager. Oh, and they also ripped off Grey Matter's wheel as well. Great stuff. And last, but by no means least, a real powerhouse melee. Rogue 3 seeded 5th this series, Robot Wars Legends Razer, and former grand finalist Sleek 2. Let's get to the arena.
From Bournemouth in Dorset, Razer.
Part bird, part reptile, it's Razer. Back with a new improved crusher, sharper than it was last time around. And it's also got a brand new front scoop as well to get underneath the robots a lot easier.
From Liverpool in Merseyside, Sleek 2.
Here's Sleek 2. We haven't seen the Sleek team since Series 29 of the original RWA, the last series. They came 3rd of that series. So they've had a few series out, but they've come back with a brand new machine. It's got this powerful top front hinged flipper.
From Harlow in Essex and seeded number 5, Rogue 3.
Rogue are back this series, seeded number 5. They came 2nd in Rebirth Series 1. They made it to the semis last time, but they lost to Panic after getting flipped over. We've got this self-righting mechanism now, and they're hoping that this is what they need to hopefully win the big one this time.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
There's a lot of good robots in this heat, aren't there? We've got the number 5 seeds, Rogue 3 in this battle, along with Razer and Sleek 2, both very successful in different areas of robot combat. Meanwhile, Rogue coming in on the side of Razer, but Razer coming in on the back now and crumpling through the top as if it was nothing. Look there! And the number 5 seeds are in trouble here already. Oh! What an attack there by Sleek! Getting in behind Razer and making him do a sort of front somersault. Now, is Razer okay? Can they right themselves? Not like that. I don't think so. Not with Rogue 3 currently on their beak, and bricks slamming into both machines now. Both machines taking some sort of damage. I think Razer's got a buckled wing, look. I wonder if that will prove a problem later on in this fight, but they have managed to right themselves now. Can Rogue 3 self-right themselves? They've got a Streamek this time around, which they say was the thing that they were lacking to win a championship, but they're on their side, and I'm pretty certain that that self-riding mechanism will not get them back off their side. Razer coming in on Sleek, trying to crush into the front wedge, but Sleek 2 getting away, and underneath, and now launch them into Karma's CPZ, and the wing has finally broken off. I mentioned earlier it was buckled, and that was all it took, was a little launch there from Sleek. Meanwhile, that's it for Rogue 3 being counted out by more. That's a huge upset. The number 5 seeds, we barely saw them in that. They got crushed once and flipped over. That was it. Wow. Goodness me, that's a surprise. Well, they were going to go through to the loser's redemption, obviously. And now Razer, they're on the verge of being counted down as well. They couldn't self-ride, not without a wing. That wing broke off, and it just so happened to land on the wrong side. And that is a shame, because they looked potent at the beginning of this. Rogue finally righted, but it's far too late. That's it for Razer. Sleek giving them a nasty push and shove. Rogue 3 being picked up by Karma, dropped onto the sidewall. They're going out any second now, I'm sure of it. Yep, there they go. Well, that is a definite surprise. Sleek 2, of course, despite being former grand finalists in the classic RWA days, I genuinely believe that they were underdogs in this fight. There goes Razer, and off comes the other wing. Oh dear. Well, they were very well put on, weren't they? Cease called. And the underdogs, Sleek 2, go through. These guys could do well. Who knows? Well, the underdogs of that battle took it in my opinion. A bit of a shock to see the number 5 seeds Rogue 3 take an early tumble, stuck on their side and dumped out by Karma, whilst Razer once again disappointed us, losing its wing, meaning it couldn't self-right, before being launched by the floor flipper. Sleek 2, they go through. So in the losers redemption we have Rogue 3, the 5th seeds, bit of a shock that. Joining them are the deadly Razer, the intriguing Snager, the scary Grey Matter, the tenacious Ripper and the Canadian Complete Control. Who will win? I haven't got a clue. Let's find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Rogue 3 have got to be the favourites in this one because of their seeding. Up and over go Grey Matter straight away. Snager using a good attack there with their lifting flak thing, which is supposed to snag rebels. We didn't really see that in the last fight, if I'm honest. There's Razer bringing in the crushing claw though. Oh, look at that! Just easily puncturing through the top of Snager. Almost squashing its side at the same time. There, meanwhile, is the huge flywheel of Grey Matter sending Ripper flying. Rogue 3 now underneath Grey Matter is slamming into Karma's CPZ. Rogue 3, now this is more like what we expect to see from them. Razer, meanwhile, look at that, just crushing through and parading Snager around like some sort of disgusting trophy. Oh dear, and pulling some of the internals out as well by the looks of things. Can Snager still move after that? I'm not too sure. Now Razer going after Ripper, look! And just clawing into them. I tell you what, the boys from Bournemouth, Ian Lewis and Simon Scott, they are back with a vengeance. They've never really had much luck in RWA, and they're hoping to finally end that now this series. And I tell you what, if they keep up with attacks like that, they definitely will do. Complete Control coming in now for an attack on Grey Matter and just toppling it onto its side. There's Rogue 3 now plucking up Snager. I'm surprised Snager's still going, to be honest, considering how much damage they've received from Razer. The pit button's been pressed, so down goes the pit. Who will be the first robot down? I think it's going to be Ripper. They're on the verge of going down. And they're down. They're finished. Out you go. Well, they gave it their all, bless them. And that's all you can really ask for. Brilliant stuff there from Rogue 3. Great tactics. That's not great tactics. They're driving straight into Razer's claw. Goodness me, how am I supposed to keep up with this? How on earth is anyone meant to keep up with all this action? This is complete chaos. What a loser's redemption this has been. Meanwhile, Grey Matter's being counted out by Morrow. Rogue 3 has been absolutely punctured and pepper-potted by Razer, which has finally seemed to have actually woken up from its 1,000-year slumber, and it's actually proving quite a reliable, dangerous robot for a change in RWA. And that's Rogue 3 in the pit, I don't believe it! The number 5 seeds, they're out already in round 1! I cannot believe it! Complete Control and Razer now having a fantastic battle. Grey Matter have been finished and counted out by Morrow onto the drop zone courtesy of Brick, and down comes the safe! Now they're okay, or are they? I don't think so. They're in the claws of Karma now. Oh, and being dumped again and slammed into the pit by Brick. This is great stuff. What a loser's redemption this has been. Oh, a Complete Control surely would have been in the pit there, not for the dog pile. Surely they won't fit as well. Surely there's not enough room in there. They're on the verge. They're holding on desperately. They're desperately trying to hold on, but I think they're in the pit now. I don't think they can get away from there. No, Morrow gives them the red card. They're down. Cease is called. And Razer go through. Oh, what a fight that was. Great fun. Well, what a rumble that was. All robots gave it a good go. Poor Ripper with the first to go, however, being pitted by Razer. Complete Control got stuck in, flipping over Grey Matter. I loved this pitting of Snager by Rogue 3. Then a shock, Razer pitting number 5 seeds Rogue 3, and the battle ended with all 5 losers in the pit. Great fun. Razer finally waking up and going through to round 2. So whilst I get my breath back after such a great fight, we have enough time to see another robot attempt to take on our pinball tournament. Let's see who's in this week. The Pinball Warrior tournament is designed to test the robot's driving skill and precision. The goal is to score as many points as possible by completing as many tasks as possible in the given time. This week we have number 19 seeds Evolution. We saw them lose in the last heat. Can they do better here?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Good thing about Evolution is it's got a lot of speed, a lot of traction, and a lot of control, as you can tell by the fact that they've smashed through the bricks and the barrels straight away. Now going through the swinging hammer. Oh, hasn't quite got through it, and I think they're stuck. They are. Look at this. The hammer is sort of holding them back, and the bricks have managed to get themselves stuck underneath them. They cannot move now. I think their wheels have been beached off the floor, and if that's the case, they cannot get any purchase, and they can't get away, and that is such a shame. Oh dear. Well, it looked so promising at the start. They smashed through the barrels and the bricks, but the hammer and the bricks now proving their problems. Now, are they free? No, not quite, and I'm not too sure if that would have counted, to be honest. Would that have counted to them completing the hammer? I'm not too sure. They were helped out by the house robot. We're in the final 5 seconds, so it doesn't matter anyway. They are done for. Now finally past the hammer, but it's far too late. Oh, what a shame that was. Well, what a shame that was. After such an explosive start on the barrels and the bricks as well, they then got stuck in the swinging hammer, and by the time they got free, it was too little, too late. What a shame. Though they did manage to score better than I thought, 120 points on the board for Evolution. 2 runs are left in the pinball tournament. And now back to the main action. The number 17 seeds Beta, who looked strong in their last battle, will be taking on Sleek 2, who disposed of both Razer and Rogue 3. Good fight this.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Terrific battle this between 2 very good machines. Beta thrown up and over immediately there by Sleek. That flipper is so powerful, you know. It's a really good design on Sleek 2. Hope we see more robots like that in the future of RWA. They're very, very well designed. Flat, low, sleek, capable of getting underneath things easily and throwing them around. But it also means they're an easy target for heavy hammers like that of Beta. And Beta slowly but surely coming back into this with heavy hit after heavy hit. But can Sleek get underneath them and flip them? Oh! Beta flipped themselves! Are they in full control of that hammer? I highly doubt it, to be honest. And now they're in the CPZ with Nail, and Nail crumbling down! Oh dear! Good tactics there by Sleek too. Driving them, and once again flicking themselves over, so the control isn't really there, is it, at the moment? And now they've been flipped over again. This is, for me, Sleek 2's fight so far. Oh! But Beta, in self-righting, was able to get on top of them and hit them before they retracted their flipper. And I wonder if that's done any damage at all. Now they're being pinned into the sideboard and getting the living daylights pounded out of them. And all of a sudden, this battle has completely turned. Sleek 2 now getting absolutely smacked and bashed and trashed by the huge heavy hammer of Beta. Beta isn't the quickest of machines, it isn't the most overly zealous either, but it is effective, it's slow, it's maneuvering, it's controlling. It grabs a hold of you, it hits the living daylights out of you, and there you go. But there is still some power in that Sleek flipper, obviously, because Beta just got flicked. Oh, and they've just lost part of the hammer! Now, will that prove to be a problem for them? I guess you could say they've only got half the weight on the hammer now, so I guess that would be an issue, but that's not stopping them from smacking the living daylights out of Sleek, who are just crawling along now. Nail came out for a little bit of a sniff there, and now Beta getting revenge, shoving them into Nail, CPZ. Oh dear! Although I think the armour held up quite well there. It seems solidly built, Sleek 2. It's a very solid machine, but down comes the huge hammer once again of Beta, and that weapon, you know, it's so effective. They had that spiked axe with kilohertz, and it was deadly, yes, but nowhere near as powerful as that hammer. Sleek, though, with a good push back here and trying to flip Beta out, but Beta able to stay on its wheels, and now pummeling away again. Down comes the hammer, up goes the flipper once again, but Sleek getting absolutely pounded once again. And now in the CPZ with Brick, and Brick trying to launch them away with that CO2 powered launcher. Very effective. It can launch 300 grams, believe it or not. And we're in the final 10 seconds, so fair play to here for Sleek. They've lasted a long time. They've been flicked by Brick. They've righted themselves. But Has they done enough, or has Beta managed to come away with this one? I'm not too sure. Let's see what the judges have to say. A strong start from Sleek 2, managing to get plenty of good pushes and flips in on Beta, but then Beta used great control to get the hammer into play, practically turning Sleek 2 into a pancake. Sleek started to slow down, taking terrible punishment throughout, but crawling to the end. Just. I'm not too sure they did enough, however. And the judges agree with me once again, another clean sweep for Beta, winning on all 3 criteria. Next up, one hell of a fight. Razer, deadly, destructive and strong versus unique, crazy, scary and malicious. Before we get to the arena though, we have some news from the pits.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Not too sure if I could pick a winner out of these two. They're both very successful robots in their own right. Of course, Razer, Robot Wars legends, former 2-time World Champions, Series 5 Grand Champions, uniquely one with the winners of Robo Wars Series 3. Very deadly full-bodied spinner, and managing to deflect Razer away though. Is Razer deflecting them, I wonder? Remember, they've got that brand new wedge on the front of Razer, which is a sort of spinner deflector. Oh, goodness me! Unique definitely aren't showing much control, and now Razer able to grab a hold of them. That was the opportunity they were waiting for. They were waiting for the spinner to stop, and then they were waiting to grab a hold of it. And now into nail CPZ, and Unique are in trouble here. Razer are on top for me. Unique trying to spin away, but they just don't seem to have any control over the machine at the moment. Razer definitely the more controlled robot of these two. They've got that spinner deflecting wedge, like I said, and it's definitely proven to be effective. Now into brick CPZ, and now Razer trying to nom, and oh! I think Unique are caught on their wheel guard, look! Well, that's an interesting tactic. I'll be honest, I don't think they meant to do it. And now Unique finally away and free, but they can't do anything to Razer because of that deflecting wedge. And Razer, you know, they've had so much bad luck in RWA over the past, but I tell you what, they could do well this series. If they keep up with this performance that they're having right now, they've got the hold of Unique once again. And I don't see this ending well for Unique at all. The pit button's been pressed, and we all know what that means. Razer, it's a very solid tactic of theirs. Grab and pit. That's what they do best. And the pit has gone down, and Unique once again caught on Razer's wheel guard. It's on the verge of death, and it's gone down. They're finished. They're done for. Razer go through to the heat final. And Nail, what are you doing, girl? You don't come out and attack a winner when they're on the edge of the pit. Cease was called and everything. Cease called again, in fact. Yellow card, and rightfully so, you naughty girl. Good fight, that one. Razer's new scoop was what saved them there. Unique unable to cause any real damage, and Razer used great control throughout, eventually snagging Unique on their wheel guard of all things and dumping them into the pit of oblivion. Razer go through to the heat final. And in said heat final, we will see Razer having a really good run thus far, taking on the number 17 seeds Beta with that deadly hammer.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
This is a battle that I think could be worthy of a grand final. Two very, very differently well-designed machines, both very destructive and deadly, but Razer proving to be the deadliest so far, crushing into the front of Beta. Beta trying to shake themselves free. Razer lets go, but now coming a hold of them once again, trying to get to the vital internals. Beta trying to bring that hammer down and hit Razer, and they do, right on the core without done any damage. The core now going through the front wedge once again of Beta and plucking it into the air. Beta is so huge though, and now Razer getting smashed into by the hammer of Beta. We knew this was going to be a really good fight, and it already is intensifying. We know that those wings on Razer are weak, and I think that's going to be the target for Beta. Beta scooping them up and slamming the hammer down. Razer trying to get underneath though. That front ground clearance is nearly impenetrable, they tell us, and they're once again crushing to the side now of Beta. And now into Glade CPZ. Oh, and that's the internals. Has any damage been done there? Doesn't look like it. Beta able to get away, and now bringing the hammer down again. Good fight this so far between two very, very respected legends of the sport, I guess you could say. Razer, the Razer team, in fact, legends of the sport. They also had a robot called Warhead. Oh, dearie me. in Battlebots. There's the Crusher once again, and of course, John Reed, so many robots in so many different continents. All of them considered legendary by their respective peers. But this for me is so far looking like Razer's fight maybe. The pit's gone down. This is very close at the moment, and this is exactly what Razer wanted to do, but can they get Beta down the pit? It's such a huge robot. It can fit in the pit though. That is the rules of RWA. Robot has to fit in the pit. Beta must be able to, but otherwise it wouldn't be allowed in. But it's such a difficult robot to get down the pit because of how big it is. Meanwhile, Razer now bringing those claws in once again, but Beta trying to shake itself free and does so, and now bringing the heavy hammer down once again onto the wings, and now into Katrina's CPZ. Katrina got a cheeky smack in there. Down comes the hammer once again. Good driving by Razer there though. Ian Lewis, very good driver, very respected driver. So down comes the hammer once again though, but now Razer up on the wedge. Oh, for Beta, and nearly toppled by the hammer. We have seen just about everything. Both robots have pulled everything out of the books. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, I thought that they were gone then. I thought that was it for Beta. Remember, they're the number 17 seeds, the only seed left in this heat. So they are favourites! And shoving them into Katrina's seed. Was that the bit that they needed to do? Katrina dishing out punishment. Beta now able to get around the side and bring in that hammer once again. Razer keeps going up the ramp now. I wonder if that front wedge of theirs has been damaged. Not 100% of that. So it's gone to the final 10 seconds. This will probably go to the judges unless Razer can get them down the pit. They're right on the verge of it. Can they get them down? Beta, no! They spin them against the sidewall. One last heavy hit of the hammer. What a fight! What a fight that was. Probably the best heat final of the series thus far. Razer got so many good attacks in, easily crushing through Beta's wedges, but Beta gave Razer a splitting headache at the same time. Back and forth, constant action throughout. This is going to be very close for the judges. And the decision is in, and they've gone for Beta. Just! Aggression is what swung it for them, and they scraped an 8-7 victory. What a fight! Beta go through to the semi-finals. Thank you so much for watching this week of RWA Rebirth. See you next time for more action. Next time on RWA Rebirth, it's the return of number 15 seeds Masraf 3, winners of the Account Mayhem. And the number 3 seed Stinger, the uncontrollable killing machine. Will they finally get the championship this series?
And you think it's all good 'cause she comes home to you. Everything seems fine, don't even phase your mind. She's not satisfied, so you're just a waste of time. She might seem so nice, but your girl's gone wild. She's out late at night 'cause your girl's gone wild, yeah. You're not her only guy 'cause your girl's gone wild. And she'll keep telling you lies 'cause your girl's gone wild, yeah. Treat her like a queen, but you haven't seen what she's been up to.